Hi all, welcome, Cynthia here. Today I'm working on a 12 by 12 process video of these two photos of me. I've gone through and pulled out the papers that are left from my May Kitaholic Kit Club, and the only full sheet I have left was that floral piece of paper. You can see on the background there, you can just see the last piece of it. Decided I didn't want to use that as a full sheet, so I pulled a white card, some white card, spit it out. I pulled some white cardstock from my stash. There we go, that's it, and going to use that as the background. So there's that one full piece that I have left. I really did like it, and I contemplated a couple of times about using it as the background, but in the end decided that I did want to use that white cardstock instead. So I go through the rest of the papers here and have a look to see what I can use. I don't think I use a lot of it. So they're just all scraps that I have left now. This pink piece of paper is actually from a previous month's kit, so that wasn't from this month. Did contemplate using that pink cardstock as well for the background, but decided against that and end up trying to use some of these leftover scraps and layer them up, which, as you know, is not my strong point, layering of papers. But I fiddle around for a while and I come up with a design that I think I quite like. I think I start gluing some more things down, sticking it together here soon. How has everyone been? You all been well? You all managed to get a bit of scrapping done? I'm actually, this video is going to go up late. I didn't manage to put any videos up last week. I don't know, life just got in the way. So I'm hoping to get a couple of videos up this week again, get myself back on track. I actually have a few videos I just need to do voiceovers for. I did do one layout that I really enjoyed in a video for it, but as I was actually put the process video together, I noticed that I had my credit card sitting in view and I don't have the software or the expertise to be able to fuzz it out. So I wasted a bit of time trying to figure out what I could do, but in the end I just deleted it and decided that wasn't worth the effort. So definitely decided here that I'm not going to use this full piece of paper. There I'm just showing you that the name of the paper, which I can't remember. I could tell that it was from the Lovely Day collection, but that's about all I could read. So I'm going to cut the middle of it and use that as the border, and then fussy cut out the flowers and use them as some embellishments. So just trim my cardstock down here a little bit. I think I do 1/4 of an inch off each side, and then I just mount it onto this background paper. This layout I struggled a little bit with. I shuffled some papers around a fair bit. I cut some of that out so you didn't have to struggle to see me, but just rest assured that it didn't go smoothly as it may seem here. It took me a while to come up with an idea. I think I just struggled with the two photos. So they're both the exactly same photo, as you can tell. It's just me given the peace sign. I was in this gorgeous bay. I'd gone for a bit of a walk and come to this lookout and took a photo, snapped a photo of me, and then when it come time to do a layout, I just had a look through and I thought, oh, I might just scrap these ones. So I don't have a lot of back photos to scrap, so I at times actually struggle to find photos to scrap. So I go through with these 3 flowers that I've cut out and I lay them out. I also pulled out the chipboard, I'm sure it's the Maggie Holmes chipboard, and I just for the life of me can't think of what collection it come from, but you can see that big pot there had the cactus in it. So I pulled that chipboard out and I used a couple of pieces from it. So I've used the pot plant down there that I'm fiddling with now, putting some bits and pieces behind it. And also underneath the 2 photos is another piece of chipboard with those 3 flowers on it. So I thought the colours worked really well with the, oh, there's that chipboard. You can see that there. Oh, I think it's a Maggie Holmes one. If it's not, I apologise to whoever it is. Yeah, so I really thought the colours worked well with the soft colours of the florals in this pattern paper that I fussy cut. So I pulled that chipboard off there that just says selfie. I really like the way it's starting to come together, but decided it's probably looking a little bit plain. So decided I'd get the watercolours out, and I was going to use some blue, but that blue is just too pale. It's actually got a splot of red on it, which was annoying me because I was trying to do blue and I was getting red. So I grabbed a darker blue, or a brighter blue, I guess I would probably call it. Add a little bit of white to it, and I tested it out and I really like that colour. It matches well with that blue piece of paper that I have in the layers there, the paper layers. So I put that in a couple of different places. Then I come back in and also add yellow, I think it is, I add. And then I do some splatters. I think I do the splatters in blue. I'll just give that a quick dry. And yes, I pull out the yellow. Do the same with the yellow, just sort of test it there in the middle. And that's a nice colour. Add a little bit of white to it just to tame it down a little bit. And then I just add that around the edge of the layout so it just pokes out from behind the pattern paper. Do that in a few different spots. Can't really see it. Oh, there you go, there I do some splattering there. I guess I come back in with the blue and the yellow. Can't see a lot of it. It just sort of pokes out a little bit from behind, as I said, from behind the layers. But it's enough to know it's there. And I do come in and do a little bit more towards the end as well. Once I have everything glued in place, I grab the paints back out and just touch some bits and pieces up here and there. Glue everything down, and there's really not much more I don't think that I do to this layout, is there? Let me think. Oh yes, as I said, I come back and after I glue all these down, I then get my ephemera out actually and add some more bits and pieces. So putting this chipboard piece down here, I didn't know how I'd ever use that piece of chipboard, but it probably has nothing to do with the photos other than I'm out in the wilderness or in nature and it's a plant. To me, that's a good enough link. So I shuffle these grey little bits of leaves or stems around. I fussy cut those out of the paper as well, and I think they just really look really nice set off in there with the flowers, give a little bit of contrast, and I've also got grey in that background paper, so I think it works in well. This is where I grab the paints out again and decide that I'll also add some pink So I just dab that around randomly here and there. And add some splatters just to match in with the other splatters. And then I keep going. I decide that I want to add a little bit more of that pink around the bottom. I think I still add a little bit more down there too, if I remember correctly. Yes, I come back in. More splatters. Oh, looks like I'm done. So I recently got myself a new water brush. My previous one that I did purchase from an art store. Every time I used it, it sucked up the colours of the paint that I was using. It used to drive me batty. I thought, well, what's the point having a water brush if every time I use a colour I've got to go and replace the water anyway? And then I went to a crop, I guess it was, and it was a close to my heart crop because it's the only crop that was anywhere near where I lived. So along I went, and they were selling their water brushes, and they told me that it wouldn't suck up the paint colour. So I purchased it, and yes, it's wonderful. I have to say, it works as I would expect it to work. So here I'm going through the ephemera pack. So the ephemera pack that come with the collection was the Chamel. Once again, I don't know actually what line it was from, but it was the Chamel collection. And it had that gorgeous bear in it, and I think he was gorgeous. So cute. And the camera and some other bits and pieces. So I lay them around, pull some wood veneer from my stash, some butterflies and a couple of little birds. And that little owl down there. Once again, the owl really has nothing to do with the layout, but quite like the way that's coming together. So I go through, there I'm just showing you the collection, and trying to add some little bit of blue, a little bit of yellow, and a little bit of pink into each of the clusters. And that's pretty much it. I stop the camera, hot glue all that down, put a little bit of journaling in. The journaling just says that we found a new bay and the name of the bay, and that is pretty much the end of the layout. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and ask me any questions. If you have any questions, I'd love to hear from you. Once again, thanks, and I shall talk to you next time. Bye.